excitement. I don't know how much of that comes through the screen, but when you're down there, you can really feel that tension, the excitement. Of course, I loved watching Sive come across for that under 17 swim race.
Yeah.
I'm really fortunate to see her train, and she really does those extra percenters. And and I was, struggling to not get teary just watching how much that race meant to her.
Yeah, and it was a great win there. And I said it on the beach as well. I watched her just before the race started. I was speaking to Jack Hansen, her coach at Alexandra Headland. She ran over off the line, and I think that's Jack down there wearing the very nice dryers bone there. But she ran over, said, "Jack, which way do I go? I'm not sure." And Jack, he said, "What do you think?" She said, "I'm going to take the rip on the way out." He said, "Spot on. What about on the way home?" And Jack said, "You can't go too far down on that bank." And that's exactly what she did. She said, "Oh, what if the others don't go?" He said, "Trust yourself. Do what you know." She knew that was the right plan, but I don't think there was the confidence there. And it just took somebody else to say, go that way. And she did, and she got that wave and held it longer than anyone. And it was a well-deserved win because, like you said, she's worked so hard for so long.
Yeah, and it's been great seeing, as you mentioned there, Jack, the coach of Alexandra Headlands. He's a bit more of a quiet coach on competition day. He really empowers the athletes to make their own decisions. He does that work with them during the summer, during the week, and is happy to confirm their race strategies, but it's really building their own race intelligence in terms of, you've got to come up with the strategies yourself, and there for a little bit of backup. But I think that's what creates really great athletes as they go through these 19s and then onto the open category.
And that's exactly what I saw. She knew what she wanted to do, but she needed the confirmation. And I think when you get to these Australian finals, you need more of a hug than an instruction before you go in, because all the work's been done and all the tactics and that are all there, but you just need that reinforcement that you've got this and you can go. And I'm not saying that's guys as well, not just the girls, because you see the boys there, they turn around, they look, there's a couple of coaches down there, they're asking for directions and stuff like that. It's the team reinforcement that, no, mate, you've got this, that I think goes a long way when it comes down to these finals.
Yeah, and when you put your foot on the line for an Aussie final, and more importantly, when you cross the line, you really want to know that it was your race plan, it was your decision. I'm sure a lot of these under-17s lining up now will have watched these early finals unfold. They will have seen the different race plans and perhaps made their mind up of what they're going to do, what worked, what didn't work. But I think there's nothing worse than perhaps going on someone else's advice and then having that regret at the end. You really need to be confident in your own race plan and just back yourself. You might not always get it right, but I think it's best to back yourself.
And I think you probably, in the end, it ends up 50-50, but that's part of, especially junior racing as well. If you're a 17 and 19, sometimes you roll the dice and it maybe doesn't work out like it should, but that's how you learn. You go, well, sometimes you've got to take a risk. Sometimes it's better to play it safe, and to be able to pick the difference, that is what makes you a great athlete compared to a good athlete. And there's been a lot of open Ironmen who've rolled the dice when they really should have played it safe in the past, and maybe did learn those lessons along the way if they were cuddled just a little bit by their coaches. So it's good to see, and I'm sure plenty of these guys think they know the answer to this one, but we're about to find out. It's the Under-17 Surf Race Championship of Australia. The defending champion, Connor Maggs, we just saw his brother in the board race not too long ago. He got the gold. Riley Brennan got the silver, and Dylan Wilson, who's in this race, got the bronze. So the Sunshine Beach guys have had a fantastic weekend so far. So Dylan Wilson is in this. He got the bronze last year. Can he turn it into a gold medal this year? He's been fantastic all year long. New South Wales champion was Noah Maggs. The Queensland champion was Dylan Wilson, and Alex Walker, who I think got the win in the Ironman earlier today. He was the Summer of surf race champion overall. Kane Edwards and Josiah Short. Watch out for them too. They'll be some dark horses. That famous short name here on Maroochydore Beach. They will be good to go, that is for sure. We've got a great field, and I'll run you through them right now. Dane Sutton from Wanda is number one on the line. Chris Calibert from Mermaid. James Lee from Metropolitan Caloundra here on the Sunshine Coast. A famous name in surf swimming, Davis. It's Sam Davis from the North Curl Club. Dylan Wilson from Sunshine Beach. That was the bronze medalist from last year. Wasley from North Curl. Mackay from Warilla Barrack Point. Zabo from South Maroubra. Holden, another name from Currumbin. Beaumont from Warilla Barrack Point. Josiah Short from Maroochydore. Port Noarlunga's Chase Corbett. Yanni Brown from Midway in New Zealand. And it doesn't get much more famous than this in surf sports. Son of the late, great Dean Mercer. Lockie Mercer goes for the Kurrawa Club here. Watch for him. It would be something special if he could get a gold medal on this stretch of sand that Dean Mercer raced for at one time. Noah Thomas from Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park. Falconer from Ocean Beach, we heard from him earlier. He was very fired up, ready to go, come off the Australian Swimming Championships the last couple of days, so watch for him. Julian Lau from Mentone, Yanagita from Burleigh Heads, Mowbray Park, Star Thomas from Maroochydore, Heeks from North Kirkhill, Krasetsky from Warilla Barrack Point, Middleton. We've seen his brother Nick race a little bit in the Opens. Darcy Lewis, son of the late, great Johnny, well, not the late, great, the great Johnny Lewis, up there at the Sunshine Beach Club. Big shout out to Johnny. Alex Walker had a great day today. Van Hooven from Mermaid, Garnett from Redhead, Pickering from Alex, Paul from Newport, Howison from North Kirkhill, Rasmussen fresh off a bronze in the board race, and Toon on the far right-hand side. 32 men will enter, 3 medals to be handed out. And it's the original surf event, isn't it? The surf race. It's the one we started with. It was all about, am I better than you? Can I get out and back better than you? It's simple, but it's very, very tough to be great at.
Yeah, and it's as you mentioned, it's the race where we see the biggest field enter the water. 32 competitors on the line there. That's a lot of bodies to negotiate in and out of the break and around the back of those cans. As you mentioned, some very big names in this under-17 final, but as we saw in the women's, it really is anyone's race in these conditions here at Maroochydore. You can see that rip working to the southern end of the beach, which is probably where they'll be swimming back in. So they'll have to negotiate that really smart. We can see them getting ready for a start. Lots of little jitters and nerves are in the starters' hands.
Off and away, the under-17 surf race final of Australia. They'll negotiate that bank. Everyone gets through it, not too bad. Have a look at them go. That's Dylan Wilson, the bronze medalist from last year. Mermaid Beach just above him, absolutely flying out at the moment. A great start from all of these men. Off and away. A couple of these boys wouldn't be out of place in the beach sprint, that is for sure. Maybe Van Hooven there has cut across the field and headed back, but you can see they're just offset of that red and yellow can. That's what they're heading for, the red and yellow, the string of black and white behind them, back to the green and gold and all the way in, and they start to go to work in the center of the screen. I think that's Kobe Holden of Currumbin, and we talk about famous names, the Holdens, the Mercers, the Shorts, the Wilsons, all the Davises, you name it. These guys, their families have been around the sport for so long. The Holden's very, very good swimmers, and he is absolutely putting it onto them here. He's got a body length or 2 body lengths lead at the moment, and I think that is Paul going after him from the Newport Club, and as well Falconer from Ocean Beach.
Yeah, Kobe Holden, our early leader. He's a long, long way off course, though. You can see that red and yellow can to the right-hand side of the screen. That's what they're aiming for. He hasn't spotted it yet, so he is taking the whole field a long, long way off course, and it'll be the competitors. Here, he spotted it now, so I don't know if that's going to cost him as he angles his way back now.
Oh, absolutely brutal. He just went hard and straight and completely butchered it on the way out. It's going to be tough. They've let the rest of the field, and especially the boys on the right-hand side, back into it. We'll take a look at the leaders now as they go to that first turning can, and a couple of the guys we talk about, well, if you went your own way and you saw everybody else going off to the left-hand side and you thought, don't worry about it, I'm going to go for broke, it's Walker out in front from the Cooks Hill Club. He's absolutely on fire at the moment. Not too far behind him, Kyton Pickering from Alexandra Headland as well. Maybe Howison from the Curl Club in there, and that right-hand side was the pick of the run because, well, Kobe Holden, he's come back and he's not too far down, but the advantage he had was giant on the rest of the field, but he just went straight out to sea and completely ignored the first turning can.
Yeah, you can see he's still a long way down to the north, as we can see Cooks Hill turning there, or being matched now by Isaac Curl, as you mentioned. Alexandra Headlands tucked in there in third. That's quite there. You can see the Currumbin Cap making his way through. So absolutely has cost him probably at least 20 metres, and he'll work very, very hard to regain that lead.
Not only the 20 metres, but it's the fight he's got to go through to get around the boys now. So you can see him 3 wide there, really thrash and bash. They're all in the thick of it. I can see a couple of sunshine caps. Falcon has got back into it as well, so he was hot on his heels. They've swum back into maybe 5 and 6 at the moment, but Walker still leads them a merry dance at the moment as they come back to that first green and gold. North Curl have been on fire. They won the under-17 surf teams earlier in the competition, and they've got 4, I think, in this final. So those boys are absolutely starting to wind it up here, just behind them Pickering going to work. But this race, I think, is far from over. Maybe Krasetsky from Warilla Barrack Point. I just saw that cap pop up and in. There's 2 of them there from Warilla Barrack Point, not too far away. So So here we go as they start to work their way home. Short working his way on the far right-hand side. The Maroochydore boys are there. Dylan Wilson, he's got a lot of swimming to do if he wants to get back into it at the moment. They're all the way down that southern end, and it's Curl out in front. Here we go into the wave zone now, and they're 12 wide on the way home, but they're chasing our top three, and Walker did the right thing. He went his own way, but will he be rewarded for it?
Curl now coming into that wave zone. They will be aware of the mistake made by the other pack, so they've got their opportunity. They can feel these medals within their grasp. They know that Currumbin Maroochydore will be hunting them down. He's turned and he's waiting now. He can see this wave. It might bring a few of the back markers through. It does.
Oh, few. It's brought a ton of them through. Down it. They've got to get over the top. Our leaders fall off the back. There's more on the next one. There's more on the next one. They throw the hands in the air. Don't worry about it, boys. Get up and go because they're in waist depth water and there's more on waves behind. Oh, the far right-hand side. Someone's got an absolute cracker. If they hold it all the way through. No, they don't. They fall out. They've got to get up and go. They've got to get up and go. I think is it Darcy Lewis has stood up first? Darcy Lewis from Sunshine Beach. Falconer from Ocean Beach. Falconer from Ocean Beach. Darcy Lewis in second place. The rest of them are coming for it. It's Falconer. He gets it done from Ocean Beach. Darcy Lewis in second. And then your guess is as good as mine for the bronze. But what about that one? They swam the wrong way. He got himself back into it. And when they stood up, I don't think they could believe they were in front. Falconer got it done. He didn't want to talk to us beforehand. He'll definitely talk to us now. He's the Australian champion. Harold on the beach. Let's see if he'll give you an interview this time. Hugs all round. Harold.
I've known Jacob for a long while. He's one of the most confident, most self-belief kid you've ever seen. Like you saw before the race, mate. Graham Carroll's been putting you through a lot of work for the last couple of years. Concentrate on the pool, but to come here, perfect conditions for you, mate, and getting it done. Unbelievable.
Yeah, long bank helps so much. I just know I needed to run and use my legs so much, and that's what I did.
How tough was it to bring the cans out the back?
Yeah, tough. Yeah, a lot of arms getting thrown, getting stuck in people's legs. It was really tough round of cans.
Who do you want to thank?
Everyone from Ocean Beach, one family, one club. Graham at the pool, everyone who I train with, everyone here supporting me, just everyone.
So that 2 gold medals for Ocean Beach, yourself and Jess, on the beach and in the sand. Congratulations, mate. The pride of the Central Coast, New South Wales and Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, your under-17 surf champion, Jacob Falconer.
Thank you.
Harold, I want to hear from the boys. When he went the wrong way on the way out, did he know that they were not going to the cans? Because they took the long way around without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, yeah. Another question. So on the way out, was there a bit of confusion with who was going where?
100%. I thought I went way too left. I thought I was out of it. I was like too left. And I'm like, shit, what do I do?
Yeah, you heard it here. Jacob Falconer. So left, but again, just back on track and then just hammer through.
Just like my coach says, think about nothing and just keep pushing through. Move on to the next thing, make a mistake, push through it.
Just one last question before we do go away. So, like you said, one club, one family. Matt Smithers drives everything at that club.
Yeah, especially in the coaching. He pushed me and Jody through so much this season. He does it out of his heart. He doesn't want anything out of it. It means so much for him to just keep putting effort into me and Jody.
And that's what people don't understand. So how many open competitors are there at Ocean Beach?
Yeah, not many. I can count them on one hand. I think it's me, Will Adams, and the
Beachy.
Yeah, he's a Beachy, and then there's a couple others here and there.
So one club and one gold medal going back. Jacob Falconer, so good, mate.
Unbelievable there. Well done. And look at the absolute elation as he crosses the line. The girls go running because those under-17 boys were not holding back. The final result there, Darcy Lewis from Sunshine Beach. I don't think he could believe it when he stood up and didn't see anyone in front of him there in second place. And Oscar Starr Thomas from Maroochydore in third. And
Maroochydore, Oscar Starr Thomas.